Hey guys, good morning. Welcome back to our channel, the Eaton Squad. My name is Addie. So for today's video, we have an update on the proposed Immigration Modernization Law. We have obtained a video of the 19th Congress at the House of the Representative passing this proposed bill on second reading. Details coming right up. So we made a video on this, on the possible change with immigration laws that is 83 years old. So the proposed bill is to modernize the current immigration law. For today, I am going to show you the highlights during the 19th Congress at the House of Representatives on how they deliberate this House bill, also known as Immigration Modernization Law or Act. I am giving you guys a heads up that this is going to be a long video and what's going to happen after this proposal has been approved on second reading. At the very end of this video, I am going to show you guys the process on how the Philippines passes a law, how a bill becomes law. So what are the steps that this particular bill, the Immigration Modernization Law, has to go through before this becomes implemented as a law. So here are the highlights for this particular bill, Immigration Modernization Law.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I now move that we consider items for approval on second reading and that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of House Bill 8203 as contained in Committee Report 552.
Is there any objection? The Chair hears none. The motion is approved and the Secretary General is directed to read the title of House Bill 8203.
House Bill Number 8203, an act modernizing the Bureau of Immigration by defining its powers and functions, further professionalizing its organization, upgrading the compensation and benefits of its officials and employees, and appropriating funds therefore.
Mr. Speaker, dear colleagues, as a chairperson of the Committee on Justice and a principal author of this bill, it is my honor and privilege to sponsor House Bill Number 8203 as contained in Committee Report Number 552, entitled An Act Modernizing the Bureau of Immigration by defining its powers and functions, further professionalizing its organization, upgrading the compensation and benefits of its officials and employees, and appropriating funds therefore, or the Bureau of Immigration Modernization Act. House Bill Number 8203 is the latest incarnation of this bill in the 13th Congress and is now a comprehensive piece of legislation that has benefited from all the refinements through 19 years in the legislative mill. Mr. Speaker, dear colleagues, the strengthening and modernization of the Bureau of Immigration is all the more imperative now than it was in the previous Congresses. We have witnessed the hard work of our immigration officers during the pandemic, as well as the sacrifices they have made, making sure that our fellow men are safe while traveling to and from our country, and minimizing the effects of the global pandemic on our shores. We have seen our immigration officers exert Herculean efforts to protect our citizens from human trafficking and illegal recruitment, as well as preventing terrorists, sex offenders, and other undesirable foreign nationals from entering the country. All these are being done by our immigration officers while being one of the lowest paid employees in the government service. With this bill, we will be giving the Bureau and its personnel the resources to perform their functions to the best of their abilities. Mr. Speaker, this bill will also update and harmonize our immigration laws, such as Commonwealth Act Number 613 or the Philippine Immigration Act of 1940, in order for our immigration policies, rules, and regulations to be responsive and in touch with international developments in the 21st century. Mr. Speaker, dear colleagues, it is high time that we modernize the Bureau of Immigration and all other laws relating to immigration in our country. In fact, this bill has been identified as a LEDAC priority measure in the 19th Congress. Moreover, the passage of this bill is in line with the economic agenda of the President. the improvement and modernization of our immigration system, making it more efficient and effective, will boost our economic growth, attract more foreign investments, encourage tourism, and create more jobs. It will also improve the morale of our immigration officers and personnel and give them the benefits they deserve. Mr. Speaker, dear colleagues, our immigration officers are the frontliners in our country's fight against terrorism, human trafficking, illegal recruitment, and other illegal activities perpetuated by foreigners on our soil and against Filipino citizens. It is imperative that we give the Bureau of Immigration and all its personnel the necessary funding and tools in order to improve their services and to enhance their capabilities, our country's first line of defense on our borders. For these reasons, Mr. Speaker, dear colleagues, I am earnestly seeking the immediate approval of this bill. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Our present immigration law is a 1940 law, which was passed into law via Commonwealth Act number 613. In other words, Mr. Speaker, that law was passed and signed by a foreign president, President Eisenhower, who was sitting as president at the time in the United States, and the Philippines being a part of the Commonwealth, had this measure. 83 years passed. This is the first time that we will revisit this bill. There is really a need to pass this measure, because passing this measure would professionalize our immigration, upgrade the compensation and benefits of its officials and employees. And further, we will be able to comply with the obligations and standards set by international law in the admission or exclusion of foreign nationals, and be able to promote international order and justice by denying the use of Philippine territory to persons who are engaged or likely to engage in terrorism, human smuggling, and trafficking, and criminal and other nefarious activities. For Mr. Speaker, the role of the immigration is not only the processing of entry and exit of foreign nationals, but in legislation, it has already the function of combating human trafficking and human smuggling. Further, Mr. Speaker, this will promote and modernize structures and mechanisms necessary for the administration of immigration laws in keeping with the changing demands of the country's role in the global community. It will also professionalize the immigration service by instituting a rigid system of screening and selection of immigration officials and employees and promoting their development. It will promote investments, trade and commerce, cultural exchanges, and other forms of friendly relations and cooperation. And it will update and harmonize Philippine laws, rules, and regulations on immigration. Key provisions of this bill, Mr. Speaker, will strengthen the chairperson, who is the commissioner, and 2 deputy commissioners, and their mandates. It will strengthen their decision on cases, applications relative to deportation, revocation on immigration status, reacquisition and retention of Philippine citizenship, issuance and revocations of all visas and permits, declaration of indigency, and legalization of residence in accordance with law. It will also empower them to cite and punish for contempt in relation to the discharge of its quasi-judicial functions in accordance with the rules of court. The board will be able to prescribe and promulgate rules of procedure for proceedings before it and other functions, Mr. Speaker. And it will strengthen the creation of directorates, the administration, finance, logistics, information and communications technology. This will be a new directorate because in 1983 there was no internet yet. The planning and research, the alien registration, immigration regulation, immigration intelligence, immigration law enforcement, Mr. Speaker. Right now, there's no Immigration Law Enforcement Division. The Sambal representation created this when he was the Commissioner of Immigration, Legal Affairs, and Human Resource Management Directorate, which is not existing as of this point in time. Mr. Speaker, it will also create regional offices that shall be proposed by the board according to political or administrative regions and created pursuant to the authorization of Congress. And moreover, Mr. Speaker, the bill will authorize the board to retain and use every year 30% of its collections from immigration fees, fines, and penalties and other income that may be collected by the Bureau not to exceed 1,200,000,000 pesos every year. It will establish an immigration trust fund which shall be sourced from the 30% retained income, which shall be administered by the board in accordance with existing government auditing rules and regulations and shall be used exclusively as follows: 50% for modernization of equipment, facilities, and offices used by the employees of the Bureau, including capital outlay for the establishment of new buildings and field offices for the effective implementation of this Act. 30% for the payment of employee benefits provided in this Act, and maybe hereafter provided by the board with the approval of the Secretary of Justice, and 20% for further professionalization of the employees of the Bureau through trainings, seminars, and other career advancement programs. Mr. Speaker, in our quest to have a progressive and developed country, Mr. Speaker, we shall have a very strong gate and manned by inspired and strong, competent, modernized gatekeepers who are the employees of and officers of the Bureau of Immigration. Hence, Mr. Speaker, I would like to solicit all the support needed in this august chamber to deliberate and finally approve this measure. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I wanted to include for the record that it's been long overdue for the House to pass new legislation. As mentioned earlier, it's been 83 years. The minority leader said earlier, half of the members of the House has co-authored this bill. I would like to add my name to make it half plus one. So I manifest my co-authorship for this very good legislation that I'm hoping will pass soon. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, I would like to propose the following amendment on page 2, lines 4 to 5, between the words "the" and "immigration," and delete the words "Bureau of." And the entire section should now read, Section 1, short title, "This Act shall be known as the Immigration Modernization Act."
What does the distinguished sponsor, the Honorable Ferreira, say?
We have no objection, Mr. Speaker.
Majority Leader?
Mr. Speaker, I move that we accept the proposed amendment.
Is there any objection? The Chair hears none. The amendment is hereby approved.
Mr. Speaker, I now move that we approve on second reading House Bill 8203 as contained in Committee Report number 552 as amended.
As many as are in favor of House Bill 8203, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. House Bill 8203 as amended is hereby approved on second reading. Congratulations.
And it has passed the second reading. So if you guys are curious, how does it work here in the Philippines if they are trying to pass a bill into law? These are the steps. So we are now on step number 4. Now I am not sure about the time frame on the remaining steps for this to become a bill, but I am definitely give you guys a heads up when this passes again on the next process. The next process should be the third reading. Then this will be transmitted to the Senate when it approves the third reading. So there's still a lot of process to go through. Like I said, I'll give you guys more updates to this. We'll keep an eye on the process, whether this bill is going to be approved or not. And if you guys are just watching this update, we actually posted a video on the proposed new Immigration Modernization Law, what entails on this proposal. So if you guys are interested, I am going to leave the link in the description box to keep you guys on the loop on what's going on with the immigration in the Philippines. So this is our quick immigration update. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, concerns, or inquiries with regards to this video or in any of our travel related videos, please comment it down below and I will try to get back to you guys as soon as I can. Or you can direct message me in our Facebook page, same handle, the Eaton Squad. Again guys, thank you so much for the continued support and trust to our channel and to our family. I hope to see you on our next travel update, immigration update, or any travel related updates. Stay safe, stay healthy, and God bless everyone.